Airline passengers gone wild are nothing new. But in January, due to a disturbing increase in violent behavior on flights, the FAA enacted a zero-tolerance policy for anyone who assaults, threatens, intimidates, or interferes with airline crew members.
Post-pandemic travel is not the same.
Ron PHIFER is the supervisory air marshal in charge of the Chicago field office for the Federal Air Marshal Service. He says FAA mandates like wearing a mask must be enforced on flights by federal law.
We treat mask requirements very similar to those other safety requirements on board the aircraft. And that's what air crews are trained to do.
After a pandemic pause, the TSA resumed self-defense training for crew members this past summer. Led by federal air marshals, it's designed to teach them effective defensive measures for use on board an aircraft or even in public spaces.
They learn to defend themselves with hand strikes, with using their feet, their legs, protecting their vital parts of their body.
Lisa HODO has been a flight attendant for more than 30 years and finally decided to take the class.
Flight attendants have been the subject of attacks. Mainly I came so that I could protect myself as well as my passengers on the plane.
HODO says enforcing federal mask mandates has been a real challenge.
Even though they have signed the agreement that they're going to keep wearing the mask, they don't necessarily want to do it.
So far this year, the FAA has documented nearly 4,500 reports of unruly passengers and close to 3,300 mask-related incidents. Flight attendant and instructor Barbara AIEVOLY, another first-time self-defense trainee, says it's important now more than ever to be prepared for an in-air confrontation.
No matter what's going on, everyone knows it's going to be filmed, and I don't want to be famous for, having to handle an unruly passenger. I'd like to de-escalate it first, but I also want to know the proper way to get out of a situation that I might not be able to handle.
Penalties for unruly behavior have been upped with a fine of up to $37,000 or criminal charges. The FAA has already initiated 169 enforcement cases this year and levied more than $1 million in fines. HODO says she hopes those deterrents will work.
You just don't want to escalate it. That's the main thing. You don't really want to have to move the things that we're being taught in here.
Reporting from Chicago, I'm Usher Qureshi.